sinabi mo na hindi mo pa kilala yung Diyos noon. And now, syempre, I can see, no, yung parang your faith radiates from you. At
Naks.
parang there's really that desire to share that faith with others. Kasi di ba, you also do speaking engagements to share
Yes.
your faith and your experiences.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't know. I think, I guess you know, and then because you're like from that generation, mga ang TV and
Of
moving
course!
forward, di ba?
Sinesave ko yung topic na yon for later on.
Yeah, but I mean, like you probably would know somehow that my life wasn't really like the best kind of life. So I was badly in need of like guidance. I was so lost when I was much younger. And that's probably because nung masyado ako maaga nag-start sa buhay. Like I started working, I was only 12. What did I know back then, 'di ba? So parang growing up in the industry got me so lost talaga. So when people started giving me the Bible and introducing me to God, sabi ko, parang nakakatulong to sa pagka-lost ko. I didn't admit it right away, but when I guess you'll know when you're by yourself, you kind of like know na there really is a big need in me, a very deep need in me. And when you meet God, that's the only time you understand na, oo nga no, only God can address this kind of brokenness in me pala. So parang ganun yung nangyari sa akin na meron lang mga taong nag-i-introduce sa akin ng Bible, ng Diyos, nagpe-pray for me. Tapos they also extend the love of God to me. So doon nag-start yon. Nasabi ko, may buhay pa pala after ng kung ano yung nangyari at nagawa ko sa past ko. May buhay pa pala after that. At kaya ko palang bumangon from it. So parang nagkaroon ako ng new energy, nagkaroon ako ng new perspective in life. So basically, parang dati, wala na akong makita into the future until God, I mean like not that God came along because he's always been there, but until I was able to see with my own eyes that God can give me a different kind of life pala moving forward.
Because of your faith, mas madali ba ngayon na parang not so much balikan, pero I don't know, pag-usapan or ma-examine yung naging past mo? Mas madali ba ngayon na parang not so much balikan, pero I don't know, pag-usapan or ma-examine yung naging past mo?
Definitely. I cannot be this authentic about my past if there was no redemption to begin with. Because then, I always think nga na, oo, tao lang. But if hindi kasi tayo nagbabago at walang transformation, ang hirap pag-usapan ng isang bagay kasi nandun ka pa rin. So, pagka nagkaroon ka na ng change sa buhay, kaya mo na siyang pag-usapan eventually kasi alam mo, past na yun eh. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, ha? There are still so many broken parts about me. But I think that what faith does to you is that you're able to face your brokenness head on na hindi ka na nahihiya na, ay, mali-mali po ako, palya-palya po yung puso ko. I'm not perfect and there's so much to be changed about me. And when you experience that first parang that first of change in your life na, ay, kaya mo palang magbago. May hope pa pala after such a dark past, di ba? Na-encourage ka Na-encourage ka to just keep moving forward. And then even there are new problems that come along the way, I always call it the Red Sea. Di ba? When the Israelites went through the Red Sea, I'm pretty sure, reference sila, and you'll see it in the Bible, it's always their reference. When they crossed the Red Sea, na God made them cross through the Red Sea, walls of water, without them dying. So, ganun din ako na every time nakakaraos ako sa isang problema, naiisip ko na, alam mo,
Red Sea.
bago tong problema ko, pero para ko tong Red Sea na aalalahanin ko lang na dati, nakalagpas din ako sa isang malaking problema na si Lord talaga yung nagdala sa akin doon. So, even if this looks big in front of me, I just have to remember that God was able to do it before, He can do it again.
If you don't mind my asking, Rica, what is that you're referencing to na the darkest or the lowest point in your life na parang that's when you realized na you needed more and you needed your faith? Kasi, I mean, same generation nga tayo. So, ang image ko talaga, yung naalala ko is every 4 p.m., bubbly Rica Peralejo sa ang TV na parang very wholesome, happy, diba? So, I know there were issues that surrounded you, but what was it that made you really rethink everything?
Well, I think it had a big effect on me. First of all, that I had to start early in life. Like, no one should be carrying that much of a load at 12 years old. And you don't know that when you're 12. You're just like doing stuff. That's one. Second is when I turned into like a sexy star. So from wholesome image, gumawa ko ng movies where I had to bear some flesh and all that. And that takes away from the dignity of a woman. So back then, of course, iniisip ko lang, tatrabaho lang po ako. Totoo pa rin naman yun, na nagtatrabaho lang naman din talaga ako. But, I mean, this is our body. This is the age of really knowing na our bodies, it's very important to our wholeness. 'Di ba? Hindi siya pwedeng iniisip mo lang or emotionally stable ka lang. Lahat dapat integrated, 'di ba? Pati yung physical. So, syempre may effect yun sa akin. And through the years, the way that I would address this is like, let's keep working, let's keep working, let's just do whatever we need to do to survive. Pero deep down inside, namamatay na ako. And I would cover it up with what? Relationships, a whole lot of drinking, partying, ganon. Na I guess hindi rin naman kasi masyado nakikita ng mga ibang tao yun. Dahil buti na lang walang social media nun.
Oh, hindi pa
Kasi
kumakalat masyado.
ako baka kung ano-ano na yung na-post ko nun, di ba? No? Baka lasing-lasing ako sa club, ganyan. And I think it's normal for everyone to go through that transition. Tama naman yun. Meron naman talaga tayo, parang lahat tayo pag nagdadalaga, nag-adulting, we really go through such an awkward phase and you kind of like don't know where you're going. But I think mine was like extra because it was a very different kind of life. 'Di ba? Na parang hindi naman ako parang normal na bata na nag-ieskwela lang, tapos sinasabi ng magulang ganito. Ibang-ibang-iba yung buhay ko. And I think that kind of like aggravated wherever I was in life.
When you say it was a heavy burden or a heavy load to carry at the age of 12, what do you mean by that? You having to work for the family?
Yes, having to work for the family. It didn't start out like that. It's not as if my parents planned it. It's just that nagkasabay-sabay na like my dad's business went down after the Mount Pinatubo erupted because we were in the fishery, ganyan. And then I started helping the family and it became a thing until I was like in my 20s na, sige, since I'm the one who earns a lot, I get to support the entire family. And it was okay. I mean, like, I don't take it against my mother or my family. Ganun talaga tayong mga Pilipino, di ba? Pero kasi siguro yung na-overlook lang dyan ay, bata pa ako Hindi rin naman ako as if na-walk through na, alam mo, dapat hindi mo kinakarga yung ganyan kabigat na bagay, ha? Yung parang, if only, I guess, somebody just sat down and explained to me that this is what's really happening, that it could have, probably been better. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, like, I think, ako, as I've gone through a lot of therapies, because I would go to a lot of, like, mga counseling, ganyan, because of my issues, it really points back to that, na I was a child, but I already had to act and think and carry problems like an adult.